I've come to find that the shower drain is the new trash can.
For the first time ever, buying a brand new house is cheaper than buying an existing one.
This is what it looks like to own a $500,000 home that you cannot live in because it is full of mold.
Okay, so with the prices of real estate still being unaffordable for most people in 2025, I thought we should take a look at new construction builds again, because around 30% of all sales right now are still new homes. And as we're going to see today, it does not look worth it to me. We have a ton of examples to go over along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into one of the home inspections.
1 out of 10. Let me know what you think about how well the builder did here. I've come to find that the shower drain is the new trash can. Like, what is that? Am I just being picky or what? Check it out. The baseboard is warped and there is some type of moisture that I am picking up here in the closet. Dadgum, dude. So the builder apparently didn't want me to inspect this electrical panel. This condensation should not be happening here at your suction line. That's going to need repair. And this is your emergency condensate drain line. Tell me what's going on here, guys. What's up? That's not right. Well, that's a little loosey-goosey here. Same with the trim. And the cooktop. I mean, this stuff just sticks out to me. Dang.
And we're talking about a $460,000 home, a little bit over the average. It's going to get way worse in this video. We have 800, a million, and 1.7 million flip, all with basically the worst construction you can think of. Some of the comments, how is the debris in the drain not sabotage? I wonder the same thing every time I inspect a new home. So that's how common it is. I'm never buying a new built home after all of these videos. Perry Homes is terrible. I feel bad for whoever's buying the house. 100% some innocent people are going to buy it. Well, we're going to have an example of that later in the video, unfortunately. A comment from one of you guys, none of these houses are properly insulated either. You will hear everything. And if you want to talk about the new construction luxury apartment buildings, it's even worse. You're going to hear your neighbors above, below you, and side to side. It will just be a nightmare.
So this is my third time at this property. First time doesn't count. That was a pre-drywall inspection. But I did the final inspection on this house over a month ago. And the very next day after that inspection, the builder said the house was going to be ready, and that was their walkthrough. It's April 25th, over a month later, I'm back again because the house obviously wasn't ready, and the clients wanted me to come inspect it for the third time. So powered. No power. House is supposed to be finished. Someone cut the garage door weather stripping too short. Okay, here's our gutters. Downspouts way over there, but all the water is collecting on this side.
And this is only part of the video. He keeps going through all of the issues on this house for the third time. What else are you really supposed to do? It's pretty clear to me that the builders just do not care at all. It really is just embarrassing, and you know that this house is not affordable at all. Most likely on the higher end, it's just built with toothpicks and cardboard. Another comment from you guys, results of workers that get pushed to finish faster and faster, cheaper and cheaper, with ever worsening materials and a possible lack of pride too. And I know seeing these videos on YouTube, on TikTok, people are finally waking up.
I feel like this doesn't get spoken about enough, but it's new construction homes, okay? They are trash, bro, and these builders consistently keep building them just to be trash. They know what they're doing. They know there's all these faults. They know they're going to be screwing the home buyers, but they get away with it. And then when there's the inspectors that get hired to come through to do the job, they do their job correctly and good, they're like, hey, you can't sell this house until this stuff gets passed. Well, then they get that person, they get rid of them. Now they're like, they've got their own like in-house inspectors that are passing these houses that should never pass off, right? They're selling them to people. Some of these people are first-time home buyers, but regardless, they get into the home and like the homes are flooding. If you have not seen some of these TikToks, bro, like the homes are flooding, just falling apart. Then they get on the phone like, hey, this is not under warranty, or this is under warranty, but you know, they don't come out and fix it and stuff like that. It's just crazy to me how it's like nobody's getting in trouble for this shit. Every time I see this shit, I'm like, nope, I would never buy a new construction home. You're talking about $1 million homes and like that are just complete trash. You touch the brick, it falls off.
We will be seeing examples of that soon enough, but again, it looks like there are no consequences. Nothing really happens at the end of the day. They just keep building communities full of these new homes. Some of the comments: I work for developers. The number one goal is to get the cheapest contractor you could find. It starts there. I watch inspectors on these $500,000+ homes, and my jaw is always on the floor. Give me a 1900 to 1999 build, hence use your own private home inspector prior to purchase. I think that's part of the reason why there are so many home inspector TikTokers. I mean, they have entire collections of just ripping apart these homes. Now I want to hire them whenever I look for a home in the future, because I know that they'll at least be thorough and won't be in the pockets of any of these developers. I tell my clients that if I were to build a new house, I would micromanage everything and determine what materials are used, because you are right. And to add on with building these houses as fast as possible, we have a comment from one of you guys: housing being seen as investments rather than homes caused this. Homes used to be built to live in for a lifetime. Now they're built to get equity and to be flipped in a couple of years. I couldn't have really said it better myself.
New construction, everything looks great. Until you spot this, a gas meter right next to where the car pulls in. Not technically a defect, but still not ideal. One wrong turn and boom, gas meters this close should have protection, like a bollard or barrier.
All right, these contractors at this house used OSB board on the stairs and then just stained it, and that's how they're gonna sell it. Check this out. Look at that. There's a couple other things I'm gonna show you with this house, but it goes all the way up. And check this crazy looking room out up here. All right, you come up the stairs and then you see this room here. It just kind of looks like it was extra attic space. They just laid some flooring down. I don't know, I guess you use this as a closet. And then you gotta see the master shower. This is crazy. All right, so you go into the bathroom. I mean, it's nice, it looks good. But here's the shower, and check this out right here. I guess they trimmed it. They didn't even trim it, that's just how it is. But when you try to open it, it hits there, right? So you're like, oh, okay, that's crazy, let's just push it in. When you push it in, it is that.
It honestly looks like a child made it. Absolutely terrible floor plans to start. I guess that's going to be a display shower because you can't open it. The stairs look like an absolute joke. And then the random weird looking kind of closet. Why do the stairs look sticky? They really do. Flippers should have to be licensed. There's a reason why people can't have nice things. People like this sell these houses at absorbent prices, and then the new owner has to spend even more money to fix. The pine stair treads are like $8 a piece. Just imagine what you can't see. That's a good point as well. And it's really not surprising when you start seeing stats like this come out.
For the first time ever, buying a brand new house is cheaper than buying an existing one. In June 2025, the gap was 8%, about $33,500 less to go new construction. That's not just unusual, it's historic. In the last 26 years, it's only happened 6 times. Normally, new homes carry about a 20% premium over existing homes. Today, that premium is gone, flipped into a discount. Why? Builders adjusted. They've dropped prices 13% from the peak. They're offering mortgage rate buy-downs to get payments lower. They're building slightly smaller homes to hit affordability targets.
And people in the comments know exactly why as well. Have you seen how they build new houses so cardboard homes are cheaper than brick? Now, it doesn't seem like it's too crazy of a discount, but it does depend on the builders. We have an example here from one of the most notorious bad builders out there, D.R. Horton.
This is for all you renters that want to buy a home but don't have a down payment. This just hit my inbox this morning. D.R. Horton has a brand new mortgage product where they are covering your 3.5% down with a second lien that is actually forgivable after making 3 years worth of on-time payments. And you got this 5.75% special rate on top of that. So if you were thinking about buying a home, sick of renting, you just don't have the money for your down payment, shoot me a DM and I can show you the communities that this qualifies for.
No thank you. DR Horton, aren't those the homes that fall apart 3 months after you move in? Never trust this builder. DR Horton is garbage, just comment after comment. And I've said before, regardless if it is a new construction build or an older house, if you can't afford any sort of down payment, even a 3.5% for the FHA, I'm gonna be honest, that means you cannot afford the house. Even with the lower 5% rate we saw with this deal, most of the time what we're seeing right now is around 6 to maybe 7%. The mortgage and all the rest of the upkeep for the home will just be too expensive for you and will not end well. But this is a good transition to a DR Horton home inspection and just all the problems they find.
Okay, 11-month warranty inspection up on the roof. How's the house look? They did a terrible job at the finish work on this siding. They never sealed up this joint, never painted that. This piece is broken. And then down here, check that out. It's a hidey hole. You can hide stuff in there, like water. That's pretty cool. And this is directly below that area. I'm not seeing staining, but this definitely looks like water damage. I scanned it with the thermal camera. It was dry, but we haven't had rain recently. And then there's all this. This may be coming from the shower, but I sprayed the shower wall and no water came out, so.
Again, I'll just have the rest of the video up of him showing all the other problems, but an 11-month warranty and you already have water damage because of the lack of quality and craftsmanship when you're talking about these types of DR Horton homes. I just don't even know what I'd do because for most people, their home is going to be the most expensive purchase in their life, and within a year, it just starts falling apart. Typical DR Horton homes, DR Horton, the worst houses, the cheapest material. I was told to never buy DR Horton, Perry, or KB homes. So up next, we could take a look at some of the worst builders in the country.
These are the top 4 worst home builders in the country according to online reviews. Number 1, Clayton Homes. Clayton Homes specializes in modular and manufactured homes. They have a 1.8 star rating on ConsumerAffairs.com and a 1.44 rating on the Better Business Bureau. Number 2, DR Horton. DR Horton is the largest home builder in the country and one of the worst ones out there. They have a 1.4 rating on Trustpilot, 1.8 rating on ConsumerAffairs.com, and they constantly have a lawsuit about the bad quality of their homes in multiple states. Number 3, Lennar. Lennar is one of the largest builders in the country, and they have operations in 26 different states. They have a 1.23 star rating on the Better Business Bureau, a 1.4 rating on Trustpilot, and a 1.1 on ConsumerAffairs.com. Number 4, Pulte Homes. Pulte Homes are expensive homes built with cheap material, bad constructions. They have a 1.6 rating on consumer.com and a whopping 1.1 rating on the Better Business Bureau.
So I thought it was pretty funny because I have heard of Clayton Homes. It's around where I live, and it's just the same problems over and over again. Basically no quality control, no improvement to their builds, just cranking out as many as they could possibly make. And now we're starting to see some of these builders bleed. When they buy a bit of land, put up a house real quick, and then ask for absurd amounts of money.
Remember this house? I made a video on it back in March saying that the builders were going to lose millions of dollars here. For context, these Austin home builders, Sendero Homes, bought the land for this property back in 2021 for around $600K and then took out a $4.1 million construction loan. Assuming the standard 20% down, their all-in upfront cost was around $6 million without even factoring in property taxes, agent fees, and the interest on their loan. They tried to list it in June of last year for $10 million, and by March of this year, it was already down to $8.9. Now, everyone in the comments in that last video was like, no, they're still going to make a profit. It won't just be as much. Well, let's see what happened. In April, they price cut it again to under 8.5 and they got an offer. It was contingent, but then it fell through. And they had to cut it again to 8.35. And now earlier this month, they just cut it down to $8 million. They're $1 million down in just the last couple months and over $2 million from a year ago. I stand by my claim. I don't think they're going to make a profit here.
I mean, I gotta say, this is out of my tax bracket, a $10 million house. That's of course not worth it at all if they already dropped $2 million off the price. And it seems like a lot of people know that as well. But imagine buying a piece of land for $600,000 and then trying to flip a house on it for $10 million? It's just unreal to me. But one of the comments here, I get that it's hard to cut prices with an already underwater property, but these 2% cuts are insane. Inventory has spiked above 2008 levels. They need to be cut by 12%. Let alone the fact that most likely the construction of that home is probably not top tier.
I'm at my new build. I have to put the soffit and vinyl on. Look at this. This is what they consider plywood sheathing. I mean, there is no structure to it at all. And that's the sheathing. There's nothing behind that. There's studs. Foam in the 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/4 inch piece of chipboard.
So that's what's on the new house, is basically styrofoam and cardboard. Just example after example. I could make this video an hour long if I wanted to. Another comment from you guys: I know someone who rented a new construction luxury apartment. He's the first tenant in his suite. He filled the sink to wash the dishes and the counter collapsed because the material was so cheap it couldn't handle the weight of the water in the sink. He's happy he's a renter. I would be too, because that's going to cost a pretty penny to fix. And when it comes to these new construction builds, not even the grass, the land that it's on, is safe.
Looks like they're about to put some sod in. Look what they're gonna put it on top of. And people wonder why the grass don't grow that well. Look how big these rocks are. This is crazy. Oh, and then a whole bunch of paint too. That's some good stuff for some soil.
So that's great. Just put it on top of a whole bunch of rocks, gravel, and paint. What could go wrong? They have a whole asphalt 12 by 12 pad under my front lawn. I hate DR Horton. As a landscaper, this aggravates me, and clients wonder why we charge so much. Yep, these builders really like to cut corners and go for the cheapest option. It really is just never ending.
Gotta love it when you pull up to a new build like the one behind me, and the project manager already has the doors unlocked and he's waiting for you, and the first thing he says is, "I'm not even sure why the client's even ordered a home inspection, but she's all yours." Let's see if this house is in good a shape as he thinks it is. We got a great tankless water heater plugged into this power outlet, but this outlet is not testing as GFCI protected. I got no clue what this switch controls. Fireplace don't work. Huh. Looks like we missed a toilet. Why are all the can trims popped down? And same with these.
Again, this is just part of the video. It is much longer. There needs to be mandatory fines for all of this stuff so builders actually have incentive to do quality work. This build is obviously not finished. Sad to see people don't take pride in their work anymore, especially when they know an inspector is coming. That's my thought process too. If you're not buddy-buddy with the guy, they're clearly going to do their job and rip apart your shoddy craftsmanship. It just doesn't make sense to me. They really do just throw it together with spit and glue and slap a $600,000 price tag on it, huh? And another little bit of information that I don't see people talk about too much when it comes to new land, new construction, is the common pest problems.
Hey, David Kibido with J&J Exterminating here. Out looking at some new construction, new home being built here in Bridge City. And with every new construction here in Southeast Texas, you can almost guarantee you're going to deal with a couple pest problems kind of right off of the bat. And the whole reason behind that is, you know, with new construction, you've got a piece of property that was maybe a wooded area or a field or something like that, that you come in and clear cut everything, build pads up and put a house in the middle of. And of course, all of these insects and wildlife were already here, and you displace them from their homes to build your house, and boy, they like the air conditioning too. So I want to show you something. Check this out. As you can see, got some fire ants trailing up the side of the foundation, going in this small mortar joint there.
So on top of the paper mache house you just bought, you could add pest problems to that list as well. You really can't make this kind of stuff up. And right here we have one of the very extreme examples of someone not even being able to live in their home anymore because of the terrible quality control from the builders.
This is what it looks like to own a $500,000 home that you cannot live in because it is full of mold. As of almost 4 weeks ago, we finally moved out, and let me tell you, since walking into this house today, I cannot believe we even survived here for 2.5 years. The smell is so god-awful. We are still in active lawsuit against Perry. Seriously, can't wait for this nightmare to just be finally over. Imagine paying $3,500 a month for a home you never got to enjoy. Imagine being sold a dream and being robbed of everything. Builders need to be held accountable. This video is the AC tech explaining how our AC was a faulty unit, completely oversized, exposed holes everywhere. That he's never seen something built so horrible. That wasn't the only reason our house had mold in it.
And we heard the monthly mortgage payment they had, $3,500 for one of these homes. This was a Perry home, and one of the comments, Perry homes are just as bad as DR Horton. Now she's got to go through a whole lawsuit process, as well as finding another place to live, just completely messing up your whole life. Another comment from you guys that goes well with the next couple clips, and they want you to pay $600,000 for these paper mache houses. Well, I got some examples that are even better, way more expensive, and you still get crap work.
I don't think that one shower enclosure has actually passed this test this month. This sink is leaking. Gaps at the windows. Unfinished areas at the flooring. Holes are missing in this area. Some cosmetics here and there. The tub has chips and damages. This is unpainted. This has not been painted. Damaged. Damaged, stagnant water everywhere, unfinished.
For $875,000. It should be perfect. And again, I found tons of different examples. Another one up on screen, just running through all of the issues. $850,000 new construction build. We'll up it again. This clip on screen is a $1 million home with the same type of issues. Surprise, surprise. Some of the comments, do they even try anymore? Is there no more pride in workmanship? Doesn't look like it. Seems the builder needs to do a better final inspection before listing. Is this Texas? It just has the McMansion look, big houses, but made cheap. But the winner or loser, however you want to think about it, of this video is the clip up on screen, a $1.7 million flip. Over 90 items on the report. If I ever get to the point where I could buy an almost $2 million house, I want it to be an absolute fortress. And instead you're getting the same crap quality as we saw with the $400,000 home. I guess it's just even bigger square footage. The people who did this need to be criminally charged. Mold, fire hazard, collapsing balcony, mold. TikTok has taught me that 1, always get a home inspection done. 2, my toddler builds houses out of Legos that would pass a home inspection better than a lot of these professionals. But we'll finish off this video with a comment from you guys and another clip that goes along with it. Just bought a 115-year-old house. I don't care what I have to replace. At least it was built when people took pride in their work. And ending this on a somewhat positive note, at least some people are waking up to that.
We will not be buying anything that was built in 2024.
My house was built in 1958, and I don't think I will ever buy a house that is any newer. Our house is like 1,300 square feet, but this place is a fortress. I will be on one side of the house and my fiance's on another, and I can't hear him talking to me because the walls are so thick. We have to command hook everything to the wall because it is impossible to get like a push pin in to put decor up because the walls are so thick. Watch. I'm trying as hard as I can. And it just won't go through. There's also something extremely comforting about the fact that this house has been here through the worst of storms of all time. Like, she survived Hurricane Andrew. She's good. Especially as a Florida girly and someone who sells real estate for a living, I just love something about an old Florida concrete block construction home. They're like legit fortresses. And if it's maintained well, there is no better indication of a home holding up for the future than one that has already held up for the past 66 years through the worst storms of all time. Yes, you'll have to update things along the way with an older house, but you can be pretty damn sure that this house is not going anywhere in the long run. My advice, buy the old house and then just upgrade the finishes to be whatever you want.
So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.